Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the installation ceremony of the 2020 CODHA officers. This is the 98th annual session for the Colorado Dental Hygiene Association and the 43rd House of Delegates. My name is Amy Rezvani. I am a past president of the Colorado Dental Hygiene Association, and currently I am the chair of your membership. So this was your team this past year. It was very unconventional. I'm so proud of the board, especially our Madam President, Becky, for pulling us through all of the madness with such grace and stamina, you know, plowing through. Awesome. Thank you so much. And you all deserve all of the accolades and all of the congrats. A few weeks off, some drinks, a massage, I don't know, $1 million, but thank you. Thank you to each one of you for selflessly, serving this year. Becky will never forget who was at the helm during our crisis, so you were our key for staying afloat this year. A gigantic thank you also for all of the delegates that stuck through all of the business this weekend. We got through some really important
I'm trying to watch the inauguration.
And serious thank you for participating in the House of Delegates meeting. I want to challenge you, to encourage you as well, to take advantage of your membership in maybe a different way. I know there were a lot of delegates that were brand new to this process, but stop and think about maybe what you can do for your association. You could join a committee. You could sit in on one of our board meetings. I always like to say that you're going to receive much more than you give, and creating those lifelong friendships along the way is just an added benefit. So you as delegates also were tasked with the very important decision to make, and that is who your leaders are going to be moving forward into 2021. And I know confidently that everyone that will be installed today are extremely capable and dedicated to the positions that they will fill. Join these new people too. We have a lot of new people on the board, and you know, we are very loud and we're very strong as a state, but we could be even louder with some extra help on these committees and councils. So I have been extremely blessed over the past 8 years to be able to work alongside some pretty rock star hygienists. Each and every one of you has taught me something unique and so important, but in particular, Miss Lisa Westhoff has brought a spice of life that has been so appreciated as our Secretary of the House and our President-elect this year. And I know that we are all better for it. I have been able to count on Lisa for always being her even Steven self, positive and encouraging in more ways than she knows. Her tech savviness has wowed us over. I mean, just this morning sitting through and just watching her cursor flying all over the place. It's just like, how does she do it? It's magic, I'm pretty sure. I'm so proud of her leadership journey, and I'm very, very honored, Lisa, that you asked me to be the installing officer. Oh, oops, here we go. What is next for you? Sorry. Next slide. So, personally, Lisa has proven to be one of the most brave hygienists that I have ever known. She's upholded her standards, even to the point that it cost her her job this past year. She took that as an opportunity. She's continually forward thinking and looking for opportunities to grow. As a student, she has advanced her degree into a master's. As a board member, with her many hats, she has become a mentor and a go-to. And as a hygienist, she's been a provider for over 13 years and recently became a clinical instructor. She is also a teacher online for her alma mater in Washington State. So when I asked Lisa what she wishes for the theme for her year, she threw 2 words at me: access and inclusion, which is awesome because I would definitely say those words perfectly define my friend Lisa, because she is the one to make sure that the answers are there. They're easy to find, and she is always attempting to provide or find solutions in tough situations. She streamlines the process. It's awesome. And as I said, you know, being a forward thinker, she's able to anticipate issues and use her talents. She gathers individuals by snowballing them, her momentum and excitement. And inclusion and accessibility are certainly a platform that we can jump from this year. And I am really thrilled to see what Lisa will be able to accomplish. I mean, I don't know about you, but anybody that can work 3 part-time jobs and hold a board position and hold, 2 board positions at one time, crazy girl, we're in good hands. So let's get to the installation. If you would please, if you are going to be an officer that will be installed today, just sort of be on the ready to unmute yourself so that I can install you. We'll go through each position here in just a moment. So when I was brainstorming exactly how to do this virtually, I kept going back to Lisa and I's bond over our canine friends. This is one thing I have appreciated about Lisa is her love of dogs. These are your mascots for 2021. We've got Little Jerry and Gary. These are Lisa's faithful companions. Little Jerry's 5-year-old mini Yorkie, and Gary, he was named after a 9/11 firefighter, Gary Bruce. He's an 8-year-old yellow lab who, fun fact, failed TSA training. And the only thing that now he is able to sniff out is, of course, food. Lisa and I have literally talked for hours about our dogs, about their quirks, how we appreciate their funny smells and their smiles and their hair and their laugh and how they make us laugh and their goofiness. I'm really sorry to all the non-dog people out there, but it's true. And Lisa and I would agree that life is better with our dogs. So here we are. Aren't we cute? The CODHA board. I would like to present the pack of dogs that we call the CODHA board this year, okay? Each dog uniquely is different and can teach us something different in their own way. Look how cute we are. We're all getting along. We're not hiding our emotions. We're excited to be together. These are life lessons here that we can learn from dogs. So in this dog house, we are packed in here as a board of trustees. So first of all, I would like to install the ADHA delegation. We're going to start with the ADHA delegates. So could I please have on the ready Heather Schenkel, Val Casella, Tammy Fulton, and Becky Comstadt. The ADHA delegates I would like to deem as the working dogs, the working class of dogs. You are, and I really hope no one is going to take offense to me calling you dogs, but dogs are wonderful. And please, I really, as I said, I hope you're not offended, but what we say about the working dogs is they are quick learners. They're strong and they're watchful, which is exactly what we need the ADHA delegates to be for us on our behalf in Colorado. So Cynthia, Heather, Val, and Becky, I charge you, or excuse me, I skipped ahead. I apologize. Let me back up. Heather, Val, Tammy, and Becky. Like the working dogs, you're quick learners, strong, and watchful. I charge you with representing the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association during the ADHA House of Delegates. You are our voice on the national level, and it is your responsibility to be prepared, attend all sessions of the House, and be diligent in your deliberations. So could I have please Heather Schenkel unmute? Heather, do you accept this responsibility?
Did you hear me, Amy?
I didn't, but there you are. I see you now.
I said I do.
You do. Awesome. Thank you, Heather. Val, do you accept this responsibility?
I do.
Tammy Fulton, do you accept this responsibility?
I do.
Thank you. And Becky Comstead, do you accept this responsibility?
I do.
Wonderful. I install you, Heather, Val, Becky, and Tammy to our ADHA delegation. We will press, yes, claps, 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 claps. I wish I had a bunch of people in the background that could help me clap here. It's kind of different. Here we are, coming up to the ADHA alternate delegates. Like the sporting dogs, you must be alert and ready to spring into action because you will be on call during the ADHA House of Delegates. So Alyssa Aberly, Cynthia Fong, Lisa Westhoff, and Janice Erman. Please be on the ready here, please. You may be required to step in the event that the delegate is not able to carry out their duties. So Alyssa Aberly, will you accept this responsibility?
I do.
Cynthia Fong, will you accept this responsibility?
I do.
Lisa Westhoff, do you accept this responsibility?
I do.
And Janice Erman, do you accept this responsibility?
I do.
Wonderful. Thank you. Alyssa, Cynthia, Janice, and Lisa, it is my pleasure to install you as the Colorado ADHA alternate delegates. Thank you, thank you. All right, moving right along. All right, so would the officers of the House of Delegates please be on call here? So as the terriers, the officers of the House must be feisty and energetic to get us through, as we know, lots of business, but in your own way, you're able to push us through to the very, very end with stamina. So let's see, we'll start with Speaker Howard. So Speaker of the House, this is your second of your 2-year term. Do you pledge to facilitate the preparations of the House and preside at all meetings of the House in an objective and unbiased manner?
I do.
Thank you, Howard. Secretary of the House, Courtney Justice. This is the first of a 2-year term. You are tasked with sorting through the year's activities for preparation for the House. Do you accept the responsibility of recording and documenting the actions of the House to the best of your abilities?
Do, and I have a terrier to prove it.
How wonderful. That's amazing. We should have invited all of our dogs to the, maybe at the end, we'll have some guest appearances here. Thank you, Courtney. I install the Speaker and the Secretary of the House of Delegates, Howard and Courtney. Thank you. Okay. Moving into the trustees of the components of our state. So please, Justin Bigley, Allie Johnson, Tabitha Converse, Heather Schenkel, and Rahim Barhwani. Be on the ready. So much like the herding group, the trustees have instinctual abilities to control the movement of others, as is individuals in their component. They are skilled at gathering individuals and protecting them. Trustees, I charge you with the obligation as members of the Board of Trustees to study your duties in managing the welfare and the business of the association as set forth in the bylaws. You bring viewpoints of differing locations, which help to strengthen the decision-making process. So as trustees, it is your responsibility to bring your best, to the deliberations of the board and to accept your assignments with diligence and to also report to your components and assist the other component officers with their goals and objectives. So we will start with Boulder here. Do you agree, Rahim Barwani, to serve in this way?
I do.
Thanks, Rahim. Do you, Tabitha Converse, agree to serve in this way?
I do.
Thank you. Do you agree, Heather Schenkel, to serve in this way?
I do.
Thank you. And do you, Justin Beagley, agree to serve in this way?
I do.
Thank you. And Allie Johnson, do you agree to serve in this way?
I do.
Awesome. I install Rahim, Tabitha, Heather, Justin, and Allie as trustees of the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association. Thank you. Can you hear that? I'm pretty sure I hear rounds of applause out there somewhere. Okay. The council chairs. We got the toy group here. As the toy group, we are not short on personality. Lisa would know, yes, with your little guy, little Jerry. Not short as my dog is growling. He's looking at squirrels and he's growling right at this. He's cheering you on, all of us. So similar to the toy group, we're not short on personality. We're extremely adaptable to change. Would Justin Beagley, Courtney Ing, and Amy Resvani, as well as Irina Nikenzen, please be on the ready here. Individually and collectively as council chairs, we are tasked with promoting the image and awareness of the dental hygiene profession in our community, retaining and recruiting members into the association, upholding and developing our profession legislatively, and providing quality CE to our entire association. Justin Bigley, do you agree to serve as the chair on public affairs?
Yes.
Thank you. Irina Nikenzen, do you agree to serve as the chair on regulation and practice? I'm not sure that she was able to sign on, but we'll follow up with Irina. Courtney Ing, do you agree to serve as the chair of education services?
I do.
Thank you. And Amy Resvani, do you agree to serve as a chair of membership? Absolutely. Yes, I do. Okay. I install you, Justin, Irina, Courtney, and Amy as council chairs for the Board of Trustees. Rounds and rounds of applause. All right. We're getting to the end here. My personal favorite is the hounds and the meat of our board, the executive committee. We know that with the hounds, you have your acute scenting abilities. You have lots of stamina to carry you throughout the year, and you're able to find many answers to problems. So with the, let's see, Sarah Summers, Courtney Justice, Jessica Jensen, Val Cuzella, and Becky Comstead, please be on the ready here. So as executive board members, you are the backbone of our board. I will start with treasurer with Sarah Summers. So Sarah, as treasurer, you have the responsibility of safeguarding our funds and making recommendations to maintain and ensure our financial stability. You are charged to serve your office with accuracy and countenance. Do you agree to serve as our treasurer?
I do.
Sarah Summers, I install you as the CODHA treasurer. Courtney Justice. In the seat of the secretary of the board, you have the responsibility of documenting the actions of the Board of Trustees. Do you agree to fulfill this responsibility?
I do, but there's no way my hound will let me pick him up for a visual in this one. Sorry.
Courtney, I install you as the CODHA secretary. Jessica Jensen. As vice president, you will be responsible for planning and implementing the annual session and the House of Delegates, as well as assisting the president in any time of need. This position will require you to prepare and execute for the 2021 annual session. If for any reason Lisa is unable to complete her term, will you assume the presidency for the remainder of the term? Do you agree to serve in this capacity?
I do.
Wonderful. Jessica, I install you as the CODHA Vice President. Okay, Valerie Cazzello. When you accept this office, you are accepting a responsibility even greater than that of other officers. The president-elect is a strong right arm of the president. You must be knowledgeable and prepared at all times to assist the president. We depend on you to bring to the officers and membership your best counsel with insight and planning for the next year. Will you accept this position as president-elect?
I do.
Val Cazella, I install you as the CODHA president-elect. All right, so Miss Becky Comstead, will you please, I have in my notes here, please come forward, but please just.
I'm here.
You're here, yeah, exactly. So Becky, your guidance and expertise continue to be needed by the CODHA, and as immediate past president, your position is to serve as a resource and an advisor. You have profound experience to share, and you have gone the distance for the association. I install you officially as the immediate past president.
Woo-woo.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Becky, would you please pass the gavel to Lisa? I don't know, can you throw it to Junction? Do you have
Yeah,
that,
I'm
like-
gonna mail it here soon. Yep.
Yeah, toss it over there, okay?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna have you pass the gavel to Lisa as a symbol of the continuing leadership in the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association. All right, so proverbially, so Lisa, at this point, you have a gavel. Like, I don't know, maybe you have something you could use as a gavel. I've got some scissors here. Maybe you have a hammer handy. Okay, Lisa, you have the gavel, symbol of authority of the president of this association. Use it wisely, use it well. The office of president is the highest honor this progressive group can bestow upon one of its members. You have been entrusted with the responsibility of leadership and the direction of the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association. You are expected to upload. Oh my gosh. Of course, you're going to do lots of uploading. You already do. Upholding, excuse me. You're expected to uphold the bylaws and vigorously carry out the goals and objectives of the CODHA. The year ahead may be a challenge. And to this, you will bring your knowledge, commitment, ability, and dedication to the helm. Do you accept the responsibilities of the president of the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association?
I do.
Lisa, it is with my deepest pleasure that I install you as the president of the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association. Dance party, okay. Invite audience to offer applause. You all would be, you'd be standing and you'd be hooting and hollering, I promise.
If it's okay, I
Laura.
will unmute everyone momentarily so we can give a real round of applause.
Oh, awesome, I like
So I
that.
will ask you all to unmute. Go ahead and do that, and then you can really clap.
I have one more request, please. If the members at large of the Colorado Dental Hygienists Association could please stand. You don't have to stand. Just listen for a moment here. The officers you have elected have pledged their acceptance now of their duties. They need your support. They need your support and as much as you need their leadership to make this year successful and productive. Those who contribute by active participation are the ones who truly benefit. So I charge you with the responsibility of assisting these officers in keeping the association moving forward and guiding the profession of dental hygiene. Do you all accept this responsibility? Yes, thank you. All right, Lisa, I'm turning it over to you, girl.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. That was so wonderful, Amy. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. It was a lot of fun. You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
Yes, you were the first person I thought of whenever I thought about how we were going to pull this off this year. It's like everything in life, everything's very different and we have to be really creative with our day-to-day, and CODHA and House of Delegates is no different. I want to thank all the delegates too for putting in all their time this weekend. We had some really great discussion on the House floor. And since I also have been your House of Delegates secretary, I got to spend a lot of time with all of the delegates, and that's always been a lot of fun. I've told you all in emails before that I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to some of the technology, and I've really become a nerd in making my little tutorial video screens that I send you all. So I hope that they have been helpful because I do enjoy putting them together. But before I go too far into anything, I want to keep this fairly brief today. I know everyone's probably turning into Zoom zombies as we've all been staring at our computers for 2 straight days. But I want to thank some really important people in my life. Jerry, for one. He's the one that always listens to me and keeps me grounded, especially whenever I get a little fiery and feisty and very opinionated. And then, of course, my family that was all able to get on. One of the benefits of doing things in Zoom and virtually is that they were all able to hop on and be a part of this. And they're always supporting me and I appreciate them so much. And then all of CODHA, the board and the past board and the present board that I will be working with, and all the members, and just all the support. Sorry. It's just can be overwhelming sometimes whenever you know that you just have so many people around you. And I blame Tammy for this because I saw her wiping her eyes earlier and she got me all misty to begin with. But a little bit more about me. Amy told you a lot about me already, obviously my dogs, but I am the oldest of 6 kids, big family. So that's where I get my nice loud voice and my opinions, and I know how to hold my own. And I grew up in Lamar, Colorado, out in the southern components area. My mother is also a dental hygienist, and she's on today, so that's great. And now I live on the Western Slope. So I've just gone from one corner of the state to the other. And it's been really wonderful. But as I was reflecting on last year, whenever I took the position of past president, of course, none of us anticipated that this is what we were going to be doing for House of Delegates. and for annual session and installations. But I'm just really proud of CODHA and to be a member of CODHA and to be your president-elect really during this just unprecedented time. I know that's a term that we hear all the time lately. Everything's unprecedented anymore. But our response as an organization and as leaders to just the unpredictableness that life has really brought upon us lately was everything to me, and I enjoyed every bit of it. CODHA was at the helm. We were texting and emailing. Members and dental hygienists across the state were doing letter writing campaigns to make our voices heard, and we really came together, and I'm so very proud of that. And I know on top of continuing to deal with a public health crisis, and I take great pride in helping us to continue to navigate that and be dental hygienist's voice at the state and national levels, and any level that we can get into. We're going to push our way through and make sure that they hear us. That we have a sunset review coming up too for part of our Practice Act, and I am very proud and feel blessed to be able to voice the importance and advocate for hygienists across the state. We've really worked hard during this pandemic to increase our access to our members and be very inclusive and just grow our voice stronger and stronger and louder and louder. And the more inclusive we are and the more voices we have, the louder we can be. And then nobody can ignore us or pretend that we aren't an important healthcare provider, because we all know that we are. So I am privileged and so blessed to be your president for this coming term and for the year of 2021. Thank you so much. I think I turn it back over to you now, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Lisa and Amy. Very good speeches. If there's no further business, I declare the 43rd House of Delegates officially adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Be well.
Thank you. Thank you.